Hey guys, I hope you're having a good one. So I did a connection with Archangel Azrael because I really wanted to ask about Etika, and I don't know Etika in any way. I never really watched his channel, but I heard about the story today, and I was very um sad to hear this, and I was also kind of disturbed by it because I thought that there were a lot of weird things that I was seeing online, and I was honestly not sure if Atika had really passed. So I connected with Archangel Azrael, and Archangel Azrael is the archangel of death, and she helps us to transition when it is our time to leave from this physical plane. So I connected with her and I asked if he was really dead and if he really did pass, and Archangel Azrael said yes. So Atika really is dead. So for the people who are having conspiracy theories, who think that he's not dead, he actually did die. Um, and the interesting thing about it is that when you connect with the archangels, they can help you to feel and experience certain things of how the person died. Like you'll be able to feel how the individual died. And I started to experience a couple things. Like I got this smell of like this kind of like murky, almost like sewage, like it smelled like dirty water, like sewage. And I could see kind of like when I would close my eyes, I could kind of like see like the murkiness of the water. And I started to feel like this feeling in my throat, and it kind of felt like like I had almost drowned when I was a child twice in the wave pool at Splish Splash. So I got that sensation. It was like I started to cough, and it started to feel like I almost had something stuck in my throat. So I think that was how he felt when he passed. And then this card popped out which said the situation will improve. So he definitely did die from drowning. I'm seeing that he was not a strong swimmer. And I think that at the elevation in which he dropped and the current, I think that it was just overwhelming for him. And even as I'm talking now, I can definitely smell the sewage. It's like he definitely did pass, guys. He did. And they had this card of improving health. So his mental health was not the best. He was struggling a lot with depression, with anxiety, with just his overall mental health. He was struggling, and people knew this. A lot of people knew this. Um, it was not easy for him. It was really not easy for him, guys. And this card came out, and I've it says ask for help from others, and he definitely did reach out to people. He reached out to people in regards to to how he was feeling. He was letting people know, that he was not in the best place mentally. I think also to some extent, like he felt like he kind of burned a lot of bridges, and that necessarily was not the case. Um, there were a lot of people who I think just needed to kind of have a little bit of space from him. Like they needed to have like sometimes when you have a disagreement with a friend or you are in conflict, and it's not that you don't really like the person anymore or you don't want to be friends with them. It's just that you just need a couple days. You might need a couple weeks. You need some time to kind of cool off. And I think that that's kind of where things were with him and a lot of his close relationships. Like a lot of people had kind of felt like they needed to kind of heal a little bit before they could come back and speak with him. And I think that he also just kind of had a little bit of anxiety and also guilt about that too, because there are a lot of things that he did that he was not necessarily proud of. So again, that goes with this whole idea of forgiveness. He really wanted people to forgive him for the things that he did. And I think that he allowed his mind to get the best of him because there are a lot of people that did care about him. They just needed their time. Like, they needed time. This card, peaceful resolution. So ultimately he will find peace. We need to pray for him right now, during this time. The thing about when people leave the earth in this way, when they commit suicide, they need a lot of prayer because sometimes their energy can get stuck, depending on the way that they died. And even though Archangel Azrael helps with transition, we also need to send prayer for him as well. Prayer is very powerful, guys. So, excuse me, if any of his loved ones are seeing this, you definitely need to pray for him. Now, this says, ask your angels. So, I feel like he was kind of wrestling a little bit with faith. I think that he definitely believed in a higher power. But he was like a little bit unsure, on the fence, and the angels wanted him to reach out. The angels are always there with us, guys. It doesn't matter what you believe in. The angels are there. They exist. They're real, and they're always there to help you. So I feel like this was kind of Archangel Azrael around him, because she knew that his time was coming. His time here was coming to an end, and they really wanted him to reach out. But she was definitely near him during this time. As you can see, this person is sitting down. It's like the angel is right there and she's with him, but he needs our help with transitioning, like in terms of just receiving prayer. Or you can light a white candle for him as well. That will also work too. So this card is saying, you're ready. So in a way, I felt like in conjunction with communicate clearly, I feel like he was a little bit torn. Like, I don't think that he necessarily wanted to go out like this. I don't think that this is really the decision that he wanted to make. And I think that you can kind of see a little bit of conflict, if you kind of pay attention, because I happened to watch the video that he made, the I'm sorry video, and I feel like he was kind of on the fence. My energy, what I'm picking up from that is like, I'm getting that he was on the fence. Like, I feel like it's like, in a way, it's like he was battling between, he's ready to end his life, or, he wants to stay and he still wants to try to make this, he still wants to try to just have a chance at life, and he was very young. He was a very talented soul. So it's like, he was kind of on the fence. It's like he wasn't sure if this was really what he wanted to do. And I think that he was like looking for a sign, like trying to find a reason, like trying to find someone or somebody that would reach out to him to kind of say, hey, listen, you don't need to do this, or like, I'm here for you. I think he was just trying to look for a sign and a reason to not do it. And this card of compromise is also coupled with that, because like, I think if he had given it a little bit of time and been a little bit more patient, he would have seen that, there were a lot of people that definitely did care about him. He just had to kind of give them time to understand that, that he was going through something at the time, and that, they both needed to heal. Both parties needed to heal. It did not have to end this way. And as I was continuing to ask more, they said wait. And this card of wait is really like, the issue with connecting with, because I could not really like connect with Etika's energy like that, because it takes a while, after a person passes. Like, he just passed, so it's like it takes a while, like I would say like about 2 to 3 weeks before you can really completely connect with a person's energy. So a lot of these messages are coming from Archangel Azrael, but the card of being wait means that it's going to take a little bit more time for him to make this transition. And also you don't want to disturb the spirit as well while they are making this transition, you know. So it's also asking, like, for anybody else who might be a medium or a channeler, to be patient and to not connect with him during this time, because he does need time to process this transition. This card of a year from now popped out as well, and this just means that, you know, a year from now, a lot more is going to come out about the situation with him. You're going to be seeing a lot more being exposed as to what happened leading up towards the end of his life. I kind of feel like there are going to be people that are going to start doing videos about it as well, like talking about his life, people kind of coming together to kind of honor him and you know, remember him, or do something in memoriam, like they're going to be doing something for him about a year from now. You know, you see all of these people kind of coming together to kind of, like, you know, do something. It's like a lot of people that cared about him, a lot of people that were in his circle are going to be coming together to do something for him. And then this of reconsider is basically like the angels wanted him to reconsider this decision that he made. You know, they wanted him to reconsider this decision that he made, and like, he really did not have to do this. You know, he did not have to do this. There were a lot of people that loved him, a lot of people that cared about him, and they wanted him to reconsider this choice. Like, he did not have to die. You know, he was too young and too talented, too beautiful of a soul, you know. And the final card that they gave me is let go. So, you know, it was my time to kind of disconnect, because there's only so much that I could really get from this reading. But we just need to pray for him right now and light a white candle, you know, for those of you guys that do care about him. Just pray for him, you know, pray for him, pray for his soul, pray that he makes a great transition. And yeah, so I hope that this gives a little bit of clarity for you guys. Do like and comment, leave comments down below, and I guess I'll see you guys. Okay, bye.